Hello, friends. So, what we're going to do today is go over ease and look at exactly how to add benefits within ease. I'm going to use a demo account and go through and show you how to input brand new plans. We'll do some medical plans. That way you can see how to import rates, contributions, benefit summaries, and forms. This says no plans found. So when you first log into the account, you will see the company profile, the employees, and under the benefits tab, you'll click on plans, and that's the first place to start. So you will click add plan, select type. For this plan, it will be medical. For the plan name, we always put the year first, then the carrier, and then the plan name. So we're going to use this select HMO 35, and the display name can be the same in this circumstance. Okay, so we're going, this was with Anthem, duplicate plan. So this is for when you are renewing plans. So if plans were already in here, you can duplicate a plan so you don't have to completely rebuild the entire plan. This is not an option in this scenario because there are no plans to duplicate. Policy number, we're just going to say ABC 123. Minimum hours worked, we're going to put 30 hours. For most employers, that's the minimum hours worked because in many states, 30 hours per week is considered full-time in regards to benefits. We're going to put the waiting period at 60 days. It can't be longer than 90 days, and it'll let you know what waiting period means here. We're going to put days, and we're going to put first of the month following and end of the month. So for all of these small group plans that 99.9% of small group employers are offering, they're going to start at the beginning of the month and end at the end of the month. Even if the termination is in the middle of the month, let's say the 15th, it would go through the end of the month. And if they are starting out a plan, for example, if they become eligible for a plan on April 15th, they would start first of the month following that date. So we're going to put add plan. Eligibility has already been filled in here. This is all the information we already filled in. Now rates. This is where we are going to set rates from a library. So there's no use in us going through and adding all of these rates. This makes sense for large group because there's only 3-4 tiers. With small group, there's so many tiers that we pull these in from rates. Tables that are already in here. We use Warner Pacific as our GA, and they've been mapped in here. Warner has access to our GA, which is Warner has access to a lot of our client information for underwriting purposes. And if we are implementing a brand new plan, it makes it very convenient because Warner can get in there and see the census once somebody is completed. So it really helps streamline that process. So here we're going to look at the different rates. So depending on what area they're in, this will show on a group's renewal. It'll show exactly what rating area they are in. And we're going to put groups. So we put the state California, carrier Anthem Blue Cross, area 12. It's a group plan, and now we get to go through and select the plan. So this is the gold HMO 35. And it was the 6R Oh, it's the select gold. There it is. So select HMO 35 6RH0. That's the plan. We're going to set rates, and it automatically pulls the rates into these tabs. Now, best practice here is to go ahead and pull up the group's invoice or a quote that you provided or their most recent renewal and verify, do a couple of spot checks and verify some of these rates. I usually do at least 3 to make sure that you've pulled the correct rate table. Then we're going to get into the employee contributions. We are going to assume that the employee gets $350 for, let's see, contribution type. So we change this to employer. So the employer is going to give $350 for the employee only rate, and we're going to say that they give $100 for dependents. There's a bunch of different ways to do this. So you could do up to a max. So I have a couple of groups that might do $100 per dependent up to a max of, let's say, $400 a month. So you can put that max here. There's a couple of different ways to do it. You can also do a percentage. So many groups do 99% of the employee only, and then 50% of the dependents. Oh, oops, wrong. So you'd put that over here. Right. I'm going to put the percentage in, and we do 50%. Okay. But this one, we're just going to go ahead and put 100% and then 0% for dependents. It's defaulting now to the dollar amount. And here, this is for employee max percentage of income. So this is for employers that follow that strategy, which has to do, that really started after the Affordable Care Act. Most of my clients don't do that, so we don't need to worry about that here. Domestic partner surcharge amount. Some employers charge a surcharge. We have this on some of our groups for groups that offer HRAs or additional benefits above and beyond the medical plan. Okay, forms, we're going to say add form. Okay, so I got kicked out of there. So the good news is that all of this has been saved. So even though I got kicked out, no forms have been added. Okay, so you click add form. Don't know why that didn't work the first time, but so we're gonna search for the most recent form with Anthem, Blue Cross, small group. So we're gonna want the Anthem Blue Cross small group 2023. And if you want to look at it, you can click on the link to make sure it is the correct plan. So this is just the waiver form. We don't want that. We want the full form. So, even though this one says change on it, I believe Anthem just uses the same form for a change form as they do enrollment. So yeah, this is the most recent form with Anthem, and you can see down here at the bottom the January 1st, 2023 number here, EE app. And this does include a waiver here on this page. So if somebody's waiving, it should recognize that and load that automatically, so you shouldn't have to load an additional waiver form there. Now, one thing that I like to do when I am verifying if I have the correct form is I will go to my GA website and double check. So let me show you that here. So I just go to my GA website and I'll go to the group effective date, January 1st, carrier. And this is for the renewal. It's an employee. So we're going to view the kit. These are all of the items that could be used at open enrollment or at renewal for an employee to view. So this is the employee application / change form for all products. And here you can match it up with the form that we just pulled from Ease. So this is the correct form. It matches what Warner has in their system for this effective date. What I used to do was ask the carrier directly for a copy of the correct form. You can do that as well if you don't have a GA that you can confirm with or a system that you can confirm with. This oftentimes has to come in when we're dealing with ancillary carriers that may not have as much information on the GA site or any information on a GA site or some obscure coverage, but this will work for most situations. Okay, so now we've added that form. It will be in here, and when employees are prompted to enroll on the plan, this form will be filled out. And like I said before, because this form does include a waiver, we don't have to include an additional form. And also because this form can be used with the carrier for a change form, we can just upload this one form. Some carriers will have a enrollment form, a change form, and a waiver form. And in that case, we would have to enroll all three. But this one is consolidated, so we're good here. Now, documents. When we uploaded the rates here, because we used Warner, one of the nice things about that is it's automatically pulling the correct benefit summary. Okay, so we don't have to also add the benefit summary for the plan. This is also very useful if you have any questions about the plan and what the plan benefits are. You can simply go to this documents page, pull it up, download it, send it to a member, answer any questions that might come up, and it's all in here for the most part. Now I'm going to add a second plan because there are some contribution situations that I want to show. So here we'll go actions, add plan, plan type, do medical, admin name, so we do the year, then we do the carrier, and then the plan name. Okay, we are going to do January 1, 2023. I'm going to search for Anthem. Oops. Duplicate plan. No, there's no need to duplicate that one. It's probably going to be more work if we duplicate it. Okay, we're going to say ABC 1, 2, 3. Minimum hours 30. Waiting period 60. First of the month, add plan. Okay, rates. So we're going to go and find rates in the library. We're going to pull from our GA library. Anthem Blue Cross. I'm going to pull from area 12. Group. We're going to find our plan. So this is the bronze. $2,700 plan. Okay, set rates. And again, you're going to want to confirm these rates either by checking the most recent renewal, the most recent quote provided to the client, or on an invoice, if the invoice is available yet. Sometimes these are brand new plans and there's no invoice yet. All right, so we're going to do 100% again. And we are going to do 0. And this is the employer table. I'm going to go in here and add another form. Because this is the same carrier, it's going to be the same form. Anthem. We're going to find the 2023 form, save, gets loaded in there, and documents are already there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, this option wasn't available before, or maybe it was and I just didn't see it, but a lot of times employers will choose what's called a base plan. We're going to pretend that this employer pays 100% of the bronze plan, the one that we just entered. So that means I'll have to go back into the Anthem Gold HMO and say this contribution strategy is based off the base plan and what is applied to the base plan. So, and we're going to put the bronze 6,700. Okay, so that's where we're going to set it at, and everything else is going to stay the same, so that when an employee enrolls, the employer is not going to pay any more than 100% of the employee-only rate for the base plan. The employee can buy up to a gold plan. The employee can still choose the gold plan, but the employer is not going to pay 100% of the gold plan. They're going to pay 100% of the bronze, and the employee can pay the difference in cost between the gold and the bronze. For example, let's say the bronze plan is $300 a month and the gold plan is $400 a month. The employer will pay the $300, and the employee would then be responsible for the difference, which would be $100 a month. So those are the basics of adding a benefits into ease, and how to add contributions, rates, forms, and documents, and also gives you an understanding as to why it is so important to add these in correctly, so that ease becomes a resource not only for the brokers, but for any other service members that are logging into ease, like the GA, the COBRA administrator oftentimes, and the carrier reps. Also, it's a wonderful resource for the employer, but just like any other system, it's garbage in, garbage out. If you're putting in correct information, accurate information, and entering in the rates, the contributions, the forms, and the documents correctly, it's going to be a great resource for you for the entire year. So thanks for hanging out until the end, and we'll see you next time.